tax season can be a little stressful, so anything that can help relieve some of that is always welcome.
Well, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program offers free tax preparation for certain families and individuals. To find out if you qualify, Ken Briggs is here with all of the details. Ken, thank you for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Let's get right down to it. Let's start with what is VITA. VITA is what we're going to use for short here.
Right. VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. United Way oversees it, administers it with several partners around the state. Last year did about 14,000 returns throughout the state with about 21.7 million in refunds for folks, and that turns into about 33 million in economic impact into local communities around the state.
So why is this important that we have a program available for people?
Well, a lot of folks cannot afford tax preparation, and the VITA program provides that free tax preparation. There are a lot of credits that people don't know about. There are a lot of benefits that folks can take advantage of, and our IRS certified volunteers are able to help them take advantage of all the benefits that they're eligible for.
You know, I think tax time is one of the most stressful times of year, and I am so glad that there is a program out there like this. How is it funded?
It's funded in part with a grant from the IRS, but also from some wonderful contributors, some of the banks in town, as well as some foundations and businesses, Intuit for one of them.
Now, there are some requirements on which households or which individuals can take advantage of this, right?
Yeah, there's about a $60,000 cap, but of course, if somebody's making more, if the family's larger and they're making slightly more, then we're still serving those folks.
Okay.
But basically, this is for low to moderate income individuals and families, yeah.
So then if somebody does qualify for this program, is there a cost to them to use it?
There's no cost at all.
Really?
No.
And is there several locations that we can go to actually do the sit down and going through the taxes?
Right. We have, I believe we have about 10 located in Tucson, stretching from Marana to South Tucson and over here towards Cold Bend and as far west as around the YWCA in St. Mary's Hospital area.
So they should definitely check to see what is their closest location.
Yes, look for the closest location. You can find that on our website at United Way.
So Ken, for any of our viewers that are watching that might be interested in using a program like this, what is the best way to prepare? You know, what do they need to gather up? Do they need to call and make an appointment? Anything like that?
We provide walk-in services. And so when people come, they sign in, we will do some intake with them to understand just what their situation is. Then they'll see a tax preparer. And then another piece of it is that that tax return will be reviewed by somebody else for quality assurance. It's really an easy process for folks to go through, but they need to remember to bring their Social Security cards for everybody who's going to be on the return, and photo ID for the person who's there. We need to have those documents. There are some ways around the Social Security card if there's a Social Security statement or some other form, but we cannot use previous tax returns as the basis for taking a Social Security number.
That's a good thing to remind people,
Right.
And of course they need to bring
all
their
the other documents,
all their W-2s, anything else that they. And what's great about this is, like you said, there are a lot of tax credits that maybe they're not even aware that they're available for, and that's exactly why we go to somebody who's a professional and knows the ins and outs of this. So if you're thinking, I'm not sure if I need to bring this, bring it anyways.
Right, bring it anyway. Yeah. And the other thing is, the one other aspect of this is, I think sometimes folks think that they shouldn't get their taxes done until the last minute, right, because they may have to pay. Well, it's okay to come in, get your taxes done. Now we encourage folks, and then send the check if you have to send in a check. Send it on the 15th, but get your taxes done early.
Yeah. So I think this is great for everybody. And again, they can go online to the United Way to find out which location that can help them. Thank you so much for coming in, Ken.
Glad to be here. Thank you. Now,
to learn more about United Way and VITA, you can log on to unitedwaytucson.org/VITA, and that's VITA.